Hey, what's up guys? I'm Jason Saida here with VNN for Rig Review. I'm here today with Keith Pai from Blackwood Row. How you doing, Keith?
Hey, I'm good.
Good.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about your setup.
Well, basically my setup is like, I just need to be able to get all the sounds I need in a given week. So I'll go between doing country stuff. I play with a jazz band, and Blackwood Row is like folk rock sort of thing. So I just have a bunch of pedals and a British amp and an American sounding amp. And that's what I do.
That's it?
Yeah.
All right, so tell me about some of your favorite pedals on this.
Well, one of my favorites is the Mythical Overdrive, which is by Rimrock Effects. It's just a basic clone sort of deal, you know. But it's got switches for different diodes, so when it's down like it is here, it's got more headroom.
Okay.
It's a little more top end, and when you flip it up, it's a little more compressed if you want to use it as an actual overdrive, which I don't, and I just leave that on pretty much all the time. And I also have the soul food going if I want a different kind of janglier clone sound. But either of those I'll leave on all the time because I just like what they do to the mids. Here I have the CMAT Mods Butta, which is a cool name. And that's asymmetrical clipping, a little bit brighter.
Okay.
But it's still like a blues breaker sort of thing. I like to pair that up with the Wampler Ego. I think it's the most recent one. It might be a couple years ago, but it's just this super bright, nice compressor that Brad Paisley uses, of course. So I pair that up for like this super twangy stuff. I'm working on the Nervous Breakdown right now. It's kicking my butt. So I use that for those kind of tunes. Pedal that's always been on my board is a Rat of some form.
Yeah.
This one is a stock Rat 2, except it has the LM308 chip instead of the stock one that they have nowadays.
Yeah.
So it's the original Rat chip, a little warmer. I use that for like ZZ Top sounds and everything from like, I don't know, Sun and Death Heaven all the way back to like BB King, you know? It's just great.
It's super versatile.
Right. John Scofield uses one of those, so that's pretty neat.
Yeah.
Everybody asks me about this yellow pedal here.
Yeah, what is that?
It's an AMT Little Loudmouth. It's a volume pedal. Okay. And what's cool about it is on the side it's got a selectable buffer. So it can do plus 8 decibels or plus 14, I think.
So it's just a volume pedal?
It's a volume pedal. It's just tiny, so it can fit on this cramped board.
Yeah, wow, that's pretty, pretty great.
I used to run a whole bunch of effects that I have lying around here.
Yeah, the graveyard.
Right.
Where your pedals go to die.
Yeah, I mean, I usually like cycle them in and out a lot. It's like the Tap a Whirl. I use that in Blackwood Row's EP, which is out now. Shameless plug. But I use that a lot on there. It just sounds great.
Yeah.
I have more pedals than I thought I did.
Yeah, you always do.
Yeah, the Mr. Black Eterna, that's the gold modified version. It's super cool. 60 seconds decay time, 4-octave shimmer, full wet.
Wow.
If you want a swell for church, it'll do it.
Yeah, well, 60 seconds.
Yeah, it's a little, it's nice.
Yeah,
you know,
it's more than enough time.
I like playing some Xenakis etudes through there.
Yeah.
Make it real creepy.
Love those etudes.
I've got the Harmonist, which I like to do to fool some of the AET students when I'm recording. Do some, it harmonizes in the key. The best one sounds fifths, obviously. And it can do like cool thirds, harmony stuff. And it really it does a pretty good job of what it does, surprisingly.
You mean like it's sounding like an actual harmony?
Right.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound like one of those super processed, buzzy things from the 80s, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
It also does this cool whammy effect on the S-bend setting. Just like Whampad, you like click on it, it goes, woo, man. And that's fun. That's fun to mess with.
Yeah.
I play with James Ross Band, and we do some Anderson Pot covers.
Oh, yeah?
I get to use that sitting in there. And I've got my Plainsman, makes everything louder.
Is it just a boost?
Yeah, it's for solos. And I have it set so that the Mythical Overdrive and Plainsman are connected by a long patch cable.
Right.
So I can unplug them and use the effects loop on my amps.
So what are you running through there?
So this I just got. It's a Victory V30.
Okay.
Not to be mistaken with the Celestian V30.
Mm-hmm.
It's Guthrie Govan's fly amp, essentially.
Okay.
And it was built to like the specifications of like what you can put in the overhead compartments on an airplane.
Really?
Yeah, like that's the size
Okay.
for like electronics and stuff. It's cool.
Interesting.
And it's like 30 pounds, but it's
Just the head?
Right. The head is 30 pounds. It's super light. It might not. It might be less than that. Like the shipping weight was 30 pounds.
Yeah, it feels less than that.
Yeah, it's incredible, man.
That is incredible.
Yeah, and it's 42 watts.
Okay.
Class A EL84s, and that guy who builds those amps is crazy, man. He like, there's a switch in there if you want to switch between EL84s and 6L6s. It'll like get it in the range so that when you take it to bias, like for somebody to bias the tubes when you switch them, it's like in the neighborhood, so that like
Really?
it doesn't take long to bias it by yourself. Yeah.
How?
And it has sorry, high settings and low settings for amperage. So on the high, it's a 42 watt output, low is 15. And on the back, you can even switch between tubes for single-ended operation. So like one tube will do it. So you can go all the way down to 1 watt.
Wow.
And that's really cool for practicing in this noisy apartment.
Yeah.
And the guys in the studios like the low setting just because it's not like the overbearing loud guitarist.
Yeah. Well, and it doesn't bleed into anything else.
Right, right.
So, wow.
And
so
it saturates pretty well when it's on that low setting.
So you can back it down pretty low without sacrificing that tone.
Right.
Nice.
And I have it running into the Panama Guitars oversized tone wood 1x12 cab.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably my favorite cab that I've ever played through. It's and it's really light too. Like this whole rig was like I got it so that it'd be super light and easy to carry around with me.
Yeah, of course.
So the cab, I want to say it's maple construction
like
on the
it.
sides,
Mm-hmm.
and the baffle is Pau Ferro. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, but it's like this beautiful tone wood. It's got this really particular mid-range response to it, like an acoustic guitar top. So that's really nice, and you can pull the baffle off like I have here to show off.
Yeah.
That nice tone wood.
Right.
And what's cooler in the back is there's like a slot that I have taken out where it can be converted to an open back or closed back for different bass responses.
Yeah.
And so that's fun to experiment with.
And do you prefer keeping it off?
I do, actually, recently.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the rock stuff, I'll leave it off. If I'm doing any like prog or like death metal, I'll put it back on.
Let's talk about your guitars.
This is my main one.
Mm-hmm.
This is a Schecter USA Custom Shop Traditional. I've used this one a lot recently. It's an Eastman T386, and it's a ES335 copy.
As I can tell.
Obviously.
Yeah.
But it's got a little bit more air to it, a little more treble to it than a normal 335, which I like. And I'll use this in jazz band and stuff. It's got a great finish on it.
Yeah, that is pretty.
I think they call it like a cherry traditional or something.
Awesome. Well, I think that answers all the questions I have except for what a ring modulator is. I still gotta check that out.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's what I'm gonna do this week.
All right, well, thanks for tuning in, everybody. I'm Jason Saida. This has been Rig Review. See you next time.